Happy Mounjaro Monday! Hey, today's topic we got from our live Mounjaro Monday question and answer session last Monday, and I've been thinking about it all week. And that question is how we handle being around friends, family, and acquaintances who have noticed or not noticed that we have lost a lot of weight while taking a GLP-1. And we had quite a bit of discussion about it. And that discussion happened way later in last week's video, and I was afraid there's a lot of people who didn't get a chance to see it. And this is something that a lot of us are going to be dealing with, especially during the holidays, because we're going to be running into people who haven't seen us for a long time. And when we're at get-togethers with friends, as well as seeing some of our extended family members or that haven't seen us for quite a while. And if we've lost a lot of weight, how are we going to handle if it is brought up or not brought up? And this, a lot of people have different feelings about this. And I definitely want to hear what your feelings are about this topic and any tips you might have. Please share it with us. And this is a live, so go ahead and put those things in the comments. I also keep all these Mounjaro Monday lives. I keep them on a playlist so people can watch it on replay. So if you're watching it and it's not Christmas time or Hanukkah, actually Hanukkah this year starts on the same day as Christmas this year. So Christmas or Hanukkah, this is still something that is a good topic to discuss. So you can kind of think in advance when you to be prepared for some comments or not comments when you're seeing some people who haven't seen you in a while or who see you every day, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, wait a minute, you look a little different because you've dropped a bunch of pounds on Mounjaro or zepbound or any GLP-1. So anyway, I want to share some of the highlights that we shared last week, plus read your comments for anyone who's watching right now who has some thoughts on this subject as well. When I was first asked about this, what do you do? I think the person who originally asked, someone called her skinny. Hey, skinny. And she didn't know how to respond. She'd lost quite a bit of weight, but still felt like she was still very overweight, and that skinny wasn't, she didn't feel that she was skinny, and she had a different thought process or thought of what skinny is. And was like, I'm not skinny. Are they making fun of me? Or is this really a compliment? How do you handle it? And I thought this was really a good topic, and I hadn't really thought about it. I've been taking Mounjaro. This is my 49th week, and in 48 weeks, that was the first time someone asked me that question, and so I really hadn't thought about it too much. And but I have been thinking about it a lot this week. And one of my first thought of an answer was it really depends on the person, because and what I mean is the person who says it. That says, hey, skinny to you, and smiles and when they see you. Some people, they are cheering you on and they are so excited for you. They know that losing weight is a lot of work. It's really hard, and it takes a lot of effort. And so they noticed your effort and they're trying to be encouraging, even though you may still have another I don't know, 50 to 150 more pounds to lose, they are noticing that that you have a healthy change, and that you are, and they're trying to be encouraging. So sometimes when someone is saying something like that to you, they're trying to be encouraging, and and they're happy for you, genuinely happy for you. And they're letting you know that they notice you're having a difference. There's another group of people that that might not be happy for you, that because it not because of you, but because of how they feel about themselves. And so they may be bringing your weight up, and it's embarrassing. And I thought of a time in my life. My name is Gina. If this is your first time coming on to Anchor Moments, and I have lost 35 pounds on Manjaro in 49 weeks, because I had gained 2 pounds that I've been, you know, going back and forth between the last 2 pounds, between 33 and 35 pounds, bouncing around after going on vacation and Thanksgiving. But this last week, I lost 2 pounds. So I'm back to my lowest while on Manjaro. If you look at my profile picture for my Anchor Moments YouTube channel, I'm actually more than 35 pounds heavier. That picture, I'm probably, um, it was probably 45 pounds ago or so when that picture was taken. And so 45 pounds ago, I remember going to I do a lot of planning of events for nonprofits. And a lot of times I do it as a volunteer. And there's been times in my life that it was a paid position as well. And this was one of my volunteer times. And I was sitting on a committee to put on an event. And I was the heaviest I've ever been, and I'd been on where I was just gaining weight, where I hadn't been diagnosed yet with type 2 diabetes, but I was really putting on weight pretty quickly. And it kind of concerned me because I was having a hard time, but I never said anything about it. And at this meeting in front of all of these other women who were working on this project together, a woman turned to me and said, "Oh, Gina, you are losing so much weight. I mean, oh my gosh, you are inspiring me to want to lose weight too. So I just want you to know you are such an inspiration with me with all this weight you're losing." And I remember thinking, what the heck is she talking about? I probably put on 15 pounds this year on top of all the weight that I already had. Why is she doing this? And it was embarrassing. And she wasn't one of my besties. So it was, and I didn't want to talk about my weight. And I just wanted to talk about putting on this event. And it really, it didn't feel good, and it didn't feel right. And I know that it was not, there's no way. And I really did think about when I came home, I'm like, how could she think I'm losing weight? I'm like, because I'm really not. And but this woman's very competitive, and I don't know. I think it really was kind of a mean girl ploy. And it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. So I've been on that part of the spectrum too. I can tell you I absolutely love my new gynecologist. And she also is not a skinny mini. And when I went to see her, and I hadn't seen her for a couple of months, and I had lost a little bit more pounds on Manjaro, and she knew that I was on Manjaro. Um, she looked down at my chart, and she looked at me, and she said, "Hey, Skinny, how you doing? I'm so proud of you." And I was like, "Oh, thank you so much." And I know she was doing it from a source of joy for me, because she knows how hard it is to lose weight, and she knew how hard I've been struggling, and I've been trying really hard. I had a hysterectomy, and so she was doing my follow up for all of that and stuff, and taking care of me. And she knew that Mounjaro was something that I was on, and had been discussing with her that I'm really trying so hard to lose weight. And so she was trying to be encouraging. And I'm not skinny yet, and I wasn't even down my full 35 pounds. I was probably, I don't know, 20, 25 pounds at that point. But I don't know. But it was even less than I'm at now, but I was coming down. And that felt good to me. I thought that was really sweet. And but I know she was coming from a place of encouragement and wanting to give that encouragement. So sometimes people bring up your weight. Like I say, there's sometimes there is somebody who's um, not doing it to be kind. There are some people that are that way, but I think most people are trying to be kind and encouraging. Then there's a third category, and the third category are your binge buddies. So sometimes your binge buddies are are a little threatened when you are not binging with them anymore, and it makes them have to look inside, and they don't necessarily are ready yet to give up being a binge buddy and overeating. And um uh, and some binge buddies are, like I say, some binge buddies are encouraging and are
What'd
going to
you
be
say?
like, yay. And
Binge?
binge buddies,
Okay.
buddies that you're going to go out for ice cream with or whatever. And I can tell you that Jeff is my husband here. He is so wonderfully supportive. And if any videos that you have seen on this Anchor Moment YouTube channel for the past 4 years, Jeff has been so good and encouraging. But years ago, he married a skinny mini, because I was a skinny mini when we got married. I have, if you ever read my book, Anchor Moments, Hope, Healing, and Forgiveness, I do have a picture of the two of us on our wedding day. And you'll see I really was. I was a skinny mini. It was the only day on Weight Watchers that I was at my goal weight. And then we went on our honeymoon. I gained, I think, 8 pounds in a 1 week honeymoon, and so then I wasn't at my goal weight. Oh, but I can tell you that Jeff used to be very, 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 very thin, and could eat a ton of calories, probably 5 or 6 thousand calories in a day, and not gain an ounce. He was one of those kind of people, and for a long time. And he used to hate it when I would be on Weight Watchers, because he would prefer me to be his binge buddy. Hey, let's go get pizza. And then we're done with pizza. Hey, let's go get some ice cream afterwards or whatever. And he was very sweet. He didn't mind if I was he actually took my gaining weight very well, but he hated it when I was truly following Weight Watchers back in the day, over 20 years ago. When it was extra hard following Weight Watchers, and I would be hungry all the time. I'm almost a little hangry. And when I would cook for us, I would cook everything with less fat, less salt, and less sugar. And he was like, this is terrible. And I didn't put him on a diet per se, because he could eat as much as he wanted. And then he would make himself some peanut butter toast after dinner to supplement his calories. But he hated it when I was on a diet. And he was one of my binge buddies. So he would sabotage my efforts, and he was always very happy when I would quit Weight Watchers for a while. He'd be like, "Oh, good, now we can eat," and he preferred going out and doing things with me where I am fat and sassy and eating right along with him.
I don't think I sabotaged you on purpose.
Uh,
I just
well,
wanted to enjoy going out to eat and such.
Yeah. So anyway, and this is someone who loves me dearly and still loves me. And then once he hit about 50, all of a sudden he's things changed for him, and then he was like a regular human. And if he eats 5 or 6 thousand calories, then he starts gaining weight like crazy, just like I do. So then things kind of change for him. So anyway, so sometimes for your binge buddies, they they may or may not be happy for you, and so that might, because they're afraid of changing that dynamic. So anyway, I wanted to put, so really the three categories. Some people, they just want to encourage it because they know how hard it is. They see that you're working hard on your health initiatives, and they're like, yay, you go girl, you go guy, you're doing great. And they just want to be encouraging. And then there are some that there are those mean girls out there that um, are trying to put attention on you that you don't necessarily want. So there's a lot of different ways to handle it, but I just want to let you know that it's, there's different view and different intentions from people who will make comments. And then there's the people who have lost, like they've dropped 50 pounds and no one has said anything. And they wonder, like, can no one tell that I've lost weight? Or, and then they're, kind of a little sad that no one notices because they're working so hard on it. And for those people, I'd like to say that sometimes people, if they see you every day, they may not be noticing because they see you every day. So you're not like, I remember there was a comedian once who was very overweight. She was like, she was hundreds of pounds. And she had said something like, one joke she used to make when going through the line at a buffet, she'd say, oops, I shouldn't have ate that cheesecake bite or whatever, because it just made me poof, blow up. And I used to think, and she used to say, like, wouldn't it be neat if the weight you are is how you're eating that day. So like if you were having a very healthy day and you're eating, salads and grilled chicken or whatever, you are very thin that day. But then if you eat something very fattening, then just instantly you would just blow up, and then you would be like really big or whatever, but only that day when you're eating bad. And then the next day, you wake up kind of medium, and then see where the day goes based on what you do. And anyway, I think about that a lot too.
It doesn't
It's a
work that
visual. I
way.
know. I wish it worked that way,
No,
but it doesn't. It's so much work. But so when someone sees you, if they see you every day, they might not notice that, especially if you need to lose 100 pounds or more, like me, that you've lost that, because they're seeing you every single day. And so it's not like, one day you're heaviest size, and then the next day you ran a mile before work or whatever, and you come to work and you're 50 pounds less. So they might not be sure, they might not entirely be sure and know for sure. And they're kind, and they don't want to say, hey, you losing weight? Because what if you're not? What if you're like I was at that meeting with all these people around the table, and that one lady saying, oh, Gina, you're just getting so skinny. You're just inspiring me to want to lose weight too. And I'm sitting there thinking, this is the fattest I've ever been in my life. I think I've gained 15 pounds over the last few months. There's no way. There's no way I'm inspiring you, other than maybe you're looking at me thinking,
I
oh
don't
my
want to be
God,
that.
Gina is so fat. I don't want to be as fat as her. And she's inspired me to want to lose weight. I don't know. But there'd be no reason to say that in a meeting, in front of a group of people. It was embarrassing. And I did not appreciate it. So, and I just didn't even know what to say. I was kind of shell shocked. I just like, I didn't want that attention on me. And and it was not deserved because I was not losing weight. Um, and I'm really looking forward to reading some of your comments in here. I just wanted to get the last of my thoughts to share with you, and then I'm going to promise I'm going to read through all of your comments and your tips and ideas. But
One
go ahead.
one thing
Yes, Jeff.
that I want to say before you do that.
Okay.
I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes you don't say exactly the right words. You know, you make a mistake and later on you kind of regret, why did I say it that way? Or why did I like, you don't want to go up to someone and say, boy, you're not so fat anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's not how I should
You
have
just
said
said
that.
that. Exactly. Exactly. And you don't
I
want to
mean,
come off sounding like that either, especially when you really care about that other
right.
person. You don't
But
want to offend
it could
them.
be that
Or even if
somebody
you don't know them that well, they're just an acquaintance. You don't want to offend them.
somebody could be a dope like me. And I say things and I regret, oh shoot, why did I say it that way? I've never said that. But
No.
I've regretted things I've said, and you know what? My intentions were still in a good place. So sometimes you have to maybe give people the benefit of the doubt, and just uh, there's a thing in Ignatian spirituality from Saint Ignatius that says, you know, it's called the presupposition, and it's starting from the viewpoint of, you know, give them the benefit of the doubt that maybe they are coming to this from good intentions and not trying to be mean or evil.
Mhm.
And that can go a long way in having harmonious interactions with people.
There you go. There you go. That is great advice, Jeff. Thanks so much.
Welcome. No.
If something else hit you, please come back. Please come back again.
Oh, there are some
Okay.
good comments in there, so I think you should start reading.
Okay. All right. I'm going to start reading those comments. But I just had one other that's really good. A good thing to say, especially if it's not one of your besties, if someone brings up or asks you, because one of the questions that someone asked last week when we started discussing this and said, I don't know what to say when someone says, well, how much more weight do you want to lose? And I don't know what to say to them. And I remember I'm a very gregarious person, and I used to be a school teacher. And I remember one time in the teacher's lounge while having lunch, I asked an older teacher a question, and it was a personal question. And I can't even tell you what that personal question was. But that older teacher looked at me and she paused and she said, why do you want to know, Gina? Was just making conversation. I don't know. Uh, I was just making conversation. There wasn't a big reason for me to want to know. And what it did is it stopped me in my tracks. And I had to think, well, I don't know. Why do I want to know? And then I could tell, oops, she probably doesn't want to tell me. And so then but it put it back on me to have to come up with an answer. Well, what is my intentions for that question? And I'm sure I probably told her, I was just making conversation or whatever. I was just curious, and then the woman changed the subject, and so she never did answer the question, but she asked, and it was very, it wasn't mean or flippant or rude or anything. It was very wise for someone who didn't want to answer that question. She just turned like, well, why do you want to know? And it gave me a chance to say what my intentions were. So she knew that my intentions were good. It wasn't to be I wasn't trying to be nosy or anything. I was just making conversation. And I'd say, and she wasn't one of my besties, but she was someone that I respected. So anyway, so I think that is a great. So if someone asks you, well, how much more weight do you want to lose, or they ask you something about if the topic comes up that you're taking a GLP-1 and they ask you a question that you really don't want to answer, like if they ask you how much do you weigh, or how much more weight do you want to lose, or whatever, you don't, you could ask them, well, why do you want to know? And there is a possible, and that does takes the attention off of you and puts it onto them, especially if it's a group setting, and and they're going to have to come up with an answer. But if you don't want to answer that question, all you have to do after they give their answer is just change the subject, and you can pivot really easily from that, and then go on to something else, which is kind of interesting. But maybe the reason they want to know is they might tell you, well, I have type 2 diabetes and my doctor told me to try Manjaro, but I'm kind of nervous about taking it. And then you can go, oh, and then if you want to give them advice and some help, you can, and you can open it up because you know that's where they're coming from. So anyway, I wanted to give that too, because these were the things that I was thinking about this week, and I wanted to be sure that my anchor moments besties who might not have had an hour and 40 minutes to watch all of last week's video on replay, you would have missed this great conversation. And so I wanted to be sure that I did it at the very beginning of this video, because a lot of us are going to be seeing people we've not seen in a long time, for the holidays and for different parties and different things. And when we're running into them, then it is going to be noticeable, because they're not, a lot of times, because they're not seeing you every day. I remember just one more quick story. I remember when Jeff and I started the 444 plan to try to lose weight, and I lost 47 pounds on the 444 plan, where we ate 400 calories 4 times a day, 4 hours apart. And it was during the pandemic. And I am a part of the Chandler Chamber of Commerce, have been for over 10 years. And all those people, for the last 10 years, I've been obese. I have been very, very, very overweight. And I looked like my picture, my profile pictures, what I look like, and they only knew me as being that overweight. And I remember the first event that I went to in public, when we could finally go places and not have to worry about wearing masks and stuff. And I remember the double takes I got, because because then they saw a 47-pound weight change, and they could tell a difference. And fortunately, everyone was really kind to me about it, so that was nice. But one of the other reasons that sometimes people don't say anything is, um, I did videos and stuff. I had lost that 47 pounds, and then dang it, I got off track by going on vacation. I gained 11 pounds on a family vacation with a big group of my family, that we played together for a solid week in the same house on a river. And I gained 11 pounds in a week, and then of that 47. And then it was so hard to get back in the zone again. And then it was a slippery slope. And on January 10th of this year, I had gained back 40 of that 47 pounds. And so that was really hard too, that I lost a bunch of weight and then I put that weight back on. But this time I'm doing a lot of things differently, and Manjaro's been so helpful. And I'm really thinking long term lifestyle, that this is a long term lifestyle change. And hopefully, I I will be able to keep all of this weight off. But sometimes that's a reason why someone's not going to say anything to you if they can kind of tell they're pretty sure you've lost a lot of weight, but they're not 100% sure. They might not bring it up because they probably themselves in the past they've lost a lot of weight and then they gained it back, and they don't want to mess with your mojo where you're at, or like Jeff says, worried that they might say something stupid, so they just won't say anything at all just in case. And sometimes that can happen too. So anyway, so I've been a few different places in this spectrum, and then I found out last week too that one of my good buddies on here doesn't like the word skinny and finds when people call her skinny, she finds that word kind of offensive. And I thought, wow, I've never thought of the word skinny as offensive. And then I realized I used to work at the YMCA when I was a school teacher. Then I did the stay-at-home mom thing. And then when my kids got a little bit older and in school, then I started working part-time at the YMCA in my hometown or in my town here. And when people are working out, and a lot of them get gym memberships, it's because they hope to lose weight. And when you can tell that someone really is losing weight and doing well, you want to encourage them. And so I was very encouraging, and I worked the front desk, and they'd come in, and I said to many a person, "Hey, skinny, you're looking great, looking good." And but I was coming from a source of kindness, and I was trying to be encouraging. And I think that I'm pretty sure they knew that that's where I was coming from, because they used to smile, or they go, "Oh, shucks," or "Thanks," or "Hey, I'm down 25 pounds." And I go, "Yeah," and high five them. So anyway, but I didn't realize that, there's certain words that some people find harmful. And we have to be kind of careful about that. And so we also talked about what's something good to say to someone else that you're pretty sure they've lost weight. And one of the things we thought of in the group last week was to say, "Hey, looking good," or "You looking great. How you feeling?" Or something to that effect, without saying any words that are related to thin or fat, but just, "Hey, looking great." And "How you feeling? Gosh, you look so good," or something more and like that. And then if that person wants to open up and say, "Yeah, I'm finally starting to lose weight. I'm down like 50 pounds or 32 pounds," or however many, that they can say that if they choose, but then they wouldn't have to. They could just say, "Thanks, I'm feeling good," or whatever. Okay, now I want to hear what you guys have to say, because that's pretty much most of what I have about this. That I've been thinking about it all week, and I just wanted to be sure that I shared it with our community at the beginning, so you have a lot of this in your arsenal as you go through the holidays. And um, people either notice or they don't. Maybe they notice, but they don't say anything. Um, why that could be. All righty. And now let's see what you guys have to say. And don't let me forget, I usually give myself my shot live during during this. And I forgot to give myself my shot last week. But I am taking 10 milligrams of Mounjaro. I titrated up recently, and I haven't had any bad side effects whatsoever. It feels very similar to 7.5 for me right now, but it's still doing the trick. And so I'm glad I titrated up, but it has been only good. Okay. And Sandra Green says, "Hey, Skinny, what a great picture on the video." Oh, thanks, Sandra. I appreciate that. I was trying to think, how in the world are we gonna, in such a small space, be able to communicate what we wanted to discuss today? So anyway, thanks so much. I appreciate that, Sandra. And we took that picture at my daughter's house. I was babysitting our 6-month-old grandson today. It was so fun. So, let me show Sandra's. And we got Robin in the house too. Woo woo. And Nathan. Oh, so good to see you again, Nathan. Hey, Nathan. Wait, go back to you real quick. Nathan shared something really awesome last week too. And Nathan, I'm going to give you an opportunity again. Type it in the chat. There's something that Nathan does in the morning that makes him that's real helpful too. And we'd love to hear that again because there's a lot of people here on this video at the beginning here that would have missed that last week. And oh, you are very welcome, Linda. And I think timely too, because we're going to really be running into people who haven't seen us for a while, you know? Hi, Deb. We got Deb in the house and Lisa. And Lisa says, some people you can talk about anything with, but some people just avoid the topic. Yep, that is exactly right. And when they're avoiding that topic, it doesn't mean that they don't care about you or they don't notice that you've lost weight. They just, there's a lot of emotions with weight. And they might not want to go there because they don't want to accidentally say something dumb that you'll remember forever too. And they want to be respectful. And sometimes that's how some people show respect is they just avoid that topic, but still care about you very much. That is a good question, Deb. Our buddy Logan told us yesterday when we have Anchor Moments has a weight loss book club, and we meet on online here on Sunday afternoons. And Logan mentioned he's having surgery today, and he is a minor. I don't know how old he is, but he's definitely less than 18. And I don't know what kind of surgery he was having, but he wanted to let us know that he's having surgery at a hospital today. And so I told him we'd all pray for him. And I have prayed for him a few times today. I was kind of hoping he might pop on to let us know that he's okay. Hopefully we'll hear from him next week because he does like to show up on our lives and things. He shared with us yesterday and on other days as well that his family has type 1 and type 2 diabetes. And that's how he found my channel, was all the talk about type 2 diabetes. Aw, and yay. So good to have you, Carol. Thanks for the applause there too. Appreciate that. Love the encouragement. And oh, we got Cindy in the house too. Woo woo. Taz the Bulldog's mom. And Cindy says, Gina, I meant to tell you yesterday you look amazing. Oh, thank you. I feel really good. I really do. It feels good to be back in the zone. And I have to tell you, it was October 18th. I checked the calendar. That was the last time that I was down 35 pounds on Mounjaro. And then I went on vacation for a month with our RV. And so that traveling and Thanksgiving and all these things. And I have been telling myself, I am not on a diet. I am on a lifestyle. And this is how I want to be for the rest of my life. And while on vacation and on Thanksgiving Day, I wasn't thinking that I absolutely have to lose weight. I was thinking, oh God, please don't let me gain weight. I just didn't want to gain weight. I'm like, if I can just maintain and enjoy our trip and still do some healthy lifestyle things like getting in exercise every day and making sure we're eating some fruits and vegetables every day and trying to get in some protein, but at the same time, being able to relax a little bit and enjoy the flavors of the different towns that we are in, especially when visiting my hometown, and still be able to enjoy some of those things as well. So I kind of put myself on maintenance without realizing that's what I was doing, but kind of was what I was doing. And that's pretty much what I did. But I have never maintained my weight doing these things. I have never gone on vacation until I started Mounjaro this year, been able to go on vacation for a week and not gain at least 5 pounds, or have my family come and visit like they did for Thanksgiving and stay for a few days and going out to eat every night and gain at least 5 pounds. And I didn't. And I pretty much maintained I was within 1 or 2 pounds of my lowest. And now I am back in the saddle, doing all the things that I know I can do to keep things healthy. And my weight should start coming down again. So I'm excited about that. And so anyway, thank you so much, Cindy. I appreciate that. And Cindy says, hi, Chef. Please be sure to like and subscribe. This really helps Gina's channel.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cindy. It really, really does. It makes a huge difference. And so I appreciate that so much, Cindy. Thank you. And Nathan says, hello, Cindy. I hope you're all doing well. I love our group. We are a bunch of friends here. Aw. And Nathan says, I'm doing really good. Been soaking up some compliments as of late. I've been told by a few of my family that I look like I lost some weight. It felt good to feel like my work is acknowledged. Yeah, that's awesome, Nathan. And Cindy says, great job. And Nathan says, how are you doing, Cindy? Awesome, Cindy. Yay. Aw, thanks, Nathan. My Christmas tree is very eclectic, and all the ornaments my kids have made, a lot of us we had made over the years. I used to make ornaments with the kids every year, and we would give them to relatives, and then we would have one that we'd put on our tree. And some of them are from when they were like 3 and 4 years old. So some of them are a little they've seen better days. Put that to you. But I tell
And some
you,
of them were
yeah,
unique ones given to us by your
by my parents too, used to give us a
and we
ornament
both were
every
school
year.
teachers, and we would sometimes get Christmas ornaments from
Yeah.
our students.
So it's
There's a
very
whole big
much
mix there.
a memory tree. I have some friends who put up just gorgeous my daughter's husband, his family, it is like walking into a resort. Their Christmas tree is so amazing. And every year they have a different theme, and they go out and they buy new ornaments and new stuff to put on the tree. And it'll be like color coordinated. And everything
Not
is just
ours.
so wonderful. And I remember the first year he came to our house at Christmas time, and we told Cam, hey, can you help us put our tree up? And our tree, it didn't have any ornaments on it. And he's like, you mean we can touch the ornaments and put them on? I'm like, yeah, we could do that, Cam. And but we did have I didn't realize we actually did have a strategy. So the ornaments that didn't look so hot would go on the back of the tree, even though we'd have a memory, but we put those on the back. Like, we've got a scary looking snowman that was painted. It looks like it's melting. He looks kind of like a Halloween snowman
sitting on top of a graham cracker. Yeah.
And that one goes in the back of the tree, And
but
Cam,
there were no two ornaments on the tree that are the same.
They're all different. And Cam was taking like our ugly the ornaments that were really not that attractive, and he was putting them front and center, giving them like the best spots on the tree.
To be funny.
Oh my gosh, and laughing so hard.
It was
and
hilarious.
But Alexis had told me the following week what it meant to Cameron, because he was never allowed to touch the tree at his house because his mother was a perfectionist, and it is a work of art. And I have been
beautiful
to their mother-in-law's house for Thanksgiving this year, and she had her tree up already. And oh my gosh, you would think you were in a 5-star resort. It was just the most gorgeous tree ever. but ours is very eclectic. But every ornament is heartfelt. And there was one ornament we got rid of. It was the kids had made at preschool at Sunday school at church when they were like 4, and it was a meat tray. You know, those white styrofoam
styrofoam?
hamburger meat trays,
Yeah.
and
Covered
covered
in
in
tinfoil.
tinfoil with a paper cross taped to it and a hole at the top and a piece of yarn, to hang it on the tree. And it was not particularly attractive. And and we would put it on the back of the tree, and Cameron would put it at the front. And so finally one year when I took the tree down, I was just like, oh, and it was starting to crack and it was falling apart and it was just blah. So I threw it away. And so it's something then Cameron can't put it up on the top of the tree. And then last year, one of the last presents that I unwrapped, Cameron recreated that ornament. Jeff's going to pull it from the tree now. It's got a prominent space now, right at the front. Totally recreated it because he was so sad that it was missing. He even wrote his name with his left hand, and he's right-handed. So, it's got a piece of prominence, and we put it right up front because Jesus is the reason for the season. So we'll put it right there. But oh my gosh. Okay. That's probably enough about the tree. But I do appreciate you saying that, Nathan, because it is a tree full of love and memories for sure. And Linda says, what do you say to the person that is not being kind when they say something like, Mounjaro is an easy way out? This excellent question. Mounjaro is an easy way out. I don't agree with this concept at all, but I know someone will say that to me. Yeah. Okay. That is an outstanding question.
Had a good response.
Does someone's got a good response? Okay. I'll see if someone else answers that for you, Linda. Because that is an excellent question, and why we're talking about this now, because not everybody, because I told you there's those 3 groups of people, and some aren't the nicest and aren't coming from a source of love. So yeah, that is a great question. Let's see if someone has a good answer to that, and then if not, I will try to put an answer on there for you. Cindy says, well, that is your opinion and has really helped me be on a great health journey. That's a good answer, Cindy. I like that answer. Yep. And Mindy says, hey guys, sorry I'm late. We're just glad to have you, Mindy. Jeff, it's called foot and mouth disease. Welcome to the club. Yes. Oh, goodness. And And Pam says, a coworker said to me, I see you've been making healthier food choices and have lost weight. That upset me. How dare she assume I wasn't making healthy choices before? Very ignorant of her. Yeah. Again, it's that foot and mouth disease. It's possible that she was trying to come from a place of love and compliment your working hard, right. But yeah, especially when that person's never been obese before, that's the hardest. They just don't get it. They don't get it. They don't get that you can gain weight eating healthy food too. And I'm one of those. I can gain weight eating healthy food just as much as I can. Well, I don't know. It's worse when I eat crap, but I can even gain weight eating healthy food. So yeah.
There may be some responses.
All right, let's see what response, because I tell you, I have most of the wisdom is right here in the comments section. We've got a lot of people with a lot of wisdom here. Love that he did teach CCD. Oh, did he? Yeah, we used to teach like Sunday school,
Well,
or
it
we
used to
called
be
it
called
called
CCD,
CD, and then we called it RE for
religious
religious
education.
education. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not a cradle Catholic, but Jeff is.
yeah.
So he would know that as
I
CCD.
went to CCD as a kid. Nowadays they call it religious
Religious education,
education.
they call it RE for religious education. Yeah.
It goes Confraternity of Christian Doctrine.
Oh,
I think
wow. Is that
religious
what that standard
education
is?
sounds a
See,
lot
it's a
better.
lot easier. But yeah, actually we
Well, what
did.
kid knows what a confraternity is?
I don't know. Uh,
Or I don't.
yeah, Jeff and I, when we first started dating, uh, Jeff was teaching second grade and I was teaching third grade. And then I think when we were engaged, we were both teaching third grade that year. And we didn't have any of our own children yet because we weren't married yet, but we taught third grade religious education too at our
We were a
church.
good team.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun doing it with Jeff. Oh, good. It's just so nice. Hi, Pam. Um, yeah. And how rude of that lady, Mindy is saying. Yeah. Aw. Pam says, I just went to my doctor and asked to titrate down again this week. But
This week
last
his last injection.
injection on my second box of 7.5. And I asked to go down to 5. Yeah, because you're supposed to be in maintenance, right, Pam? Pam has lost what, like 150 pounds? She's lost a whole bunch. And she is doing absolutely amazing. At some point, Pam, here, I'm going to need to have you on a Monday, Mounjaro Monday live as a guest. Yeah. And Pam is a super responder, and she's pretty darn amazing. Um, and yeah, and she's still probably losing. So if you're losing when you're trying to maintain, going down is a good way to go to titrate down a little bit.
But that's important. An important point to go talk to your doctor about that,
Oh yes.
because you are not a doctor.
I am not a doctor. I'm just your sister from another mister who's willing to talk about all this stuff. Yeah. Ah, cool. Yep. All right. Oh, wait, wait, wait,
The
wait, wait. I
blue.
skipped one.
Go back to blue. Scroll. Find where the blue one was. Did you click off of it?
Here we go.
You skipped.
Thank
You skipped
you.
like 25.
Oh my gosh, that would be awful. There we go. Thank you, Jeff. Sometimes I
Sure.
need your help with that.
See the blue?
Yeah, we're missing Taylor and
Yeah.
Barb. Hopefully they'll be able to pop on. Yeah, where's Barb? Our buddy Barb. Nathan said, I had a neighbor say something to me so insulting, and I just let it roll off me. I wasn't going to let it make me give up on my journey.
That is so good.
That is so good, Nathan. And I had mentioned last week, that we used to have a priest named Father Joe, and he used to preach that happiness is an inside job. And there's even a book called Happiness is an Inside Job. And he used to have a ton of copies of that paperback, and he would give you a copy
Did we ever
for
get
free.
one?
Yeah. I think it might still be, because it'd probably be good for me to read it one more time. We used to have it on our
Oh, I'll have
bookcase
to
over
find
there.
it.
We need to look for that
Okay.
again. Happiness is an inside job. And that's exactly what Nathan did right there. He's not going to let someone steal his joy. And uh, and I had mentioned last week too that my mom used her her love language is to give gifts. There's 5 different love languages, and giving gifts is her love language. And my love language is I will give affirmations and tell you not only if you are good, why I think you're so good. And I'm also, my secondary one is hugs. And but my mom's number one is gift giving, and affirmations is not high up in her love language. And when I was a kid, she would tell me, she was proud of me and stuff. But when I became an adult, I didn't really hear that from her very often. And I remember asking her about something, uh, and about something that I had done, and if she was proud of me or something. And she's like, Gina, are you proud of you? That's what's important. You don't need affirmations from me. You need to know, did you do a good job or not? And that's what's important. And I thought, wow, I hadn't I hadn't thought of it that way. And but yeah, happiness is an inside job. And we have to remember that sometimes people are just putting their foot in their mouth, and they they don't mean to be rude, even though sometimes they're very rude, but they don't always mean to be rude or hurtful. And but even if they do, it only truly hurts if you believe it. If you believe the crap that they're dishing out. And uh, Nathan had mentioned last week about giving himself an affirmation in the morning, first thing in the morning, saying something kind to himself in the mirror each day before he goes out into the world. And that is so awesome. And I've been thinking about Nathan all week and how cool that is. And I used to do that, and I haven't for a long time. And it's something that I need to start doing. I need to start doing again. And anyway, let's see here. Pam says, I have still been losing while in maintenance. I still need, hey, you found it. Yay. Happiness is an Inside Job by John Powell. There you go.
If you're interested.
If you're interested.
We're not selling it.
No. I wonder if it's even still in print, because I think he gave that to me a long time ago.
Copyright 1989.
Yeah, because I was thinking he gave it to me before Alexis was born, before we had our first child. So it's been a long time. She's 30 now, so it's been a long time. So Pam says, I have still been losing while in maintenance. Wow, Pam. I still eat the same, and I'm doing more lunges and squats, push-ups, planks, and the vibration plate. Yay! Glad you got that vibration plate too. I love mine. And I actually got down to 146, 147. Wow, Pam. If you're still losing and you're on maintenance, so you don't want to lose any more, and you're saying that you're eating the same while doing the exercises, maybe it's time, talk to your doctor about eating more. It's maybe time to eat a little bit more, so that way you'll, if you want to stop losing, you'll stop losing and go on that nice maintenance. But wow, I am so proud of you. That is so exciting. That is so exciting. Ah. And Mindy says, great attitude, Nathan. I'm doing great. My weight is a bit stalled, but I took measurements today and I've lost a ton of inches. Yay. And that's the most important thing, Mindy. And that's showing that when you've lost those inches and you've been working out really hard, Mindy's been training to do triathlons now, that you're building muscle, and muscle does weigh more than fat, but you're losing inches. So that is, yeah, that's showing that you're definitely gaining some muscles and just being so healthy. I'm so proud of you. That is awesome. And Pam said, and that's a great win. And we like to share our wins too. So if anybody has any wins to share, please put them in the comments. And hopefully I didn't miss. Did I skip anyone? I didn't mean to. Okay. So I'm still going the right direction.
I haven't been that weight since 6th grade.
Maybe I did miss one. Wow. I'm so proud of you, Pam. Oh gosh, it's been a long time since I was that weight. A long. I can't even remember. Over 20 years for me, for sure. Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of you, Pam. You're doing awesome. Oh, we're always happy to have you with us too, Nathan. And Pam says, Nathan, that is great how you let it roll off. I'm trying to learn that some people just don't know what to really say or they have no filters. Yeah. Kind of the Homer Simpson disease, where you just you say whatever you're thinking without pausing and putting a filter on it. Yep. Nathan says it's definitely a work in progress, Pam. It definitely hurt a bit when it happened, but after I was like, you know what? They don't even know my story. That's right. That's right, Nathan. And Pam says, wow, Mindy, yes, so good to measure. That was always what happened to me. If it slowed, it was the inches that were going down. My NP told me that I have thinner skin, so it does show my bones more. Wow. And Pam says, and that is probably to get lower or balance out if I had some skin removal surgery and work on the lymphatic system vein insufficiency. Yeah. And I've got that vein insufficiency too with lipedema. And boy, I really do like my vibration plate. That helps my lipedema a
And
lot.
swimming.
It makes me feel better, and swimming's the best. It's too cold right now. And Pam says, so many people have said great things, and I'm always 100% honest how I've lost the weight. I try to educate them as well, explaining how zepbound works. Most are receptive and encouraging.
That's
That's
great.
great, Pam. And uh, and for the person who'd mentioned before, the person who said they felt like being on Manjaro or Zepbound's like cheating and the easy way, da 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 da. Um, I also talked to a friend who actually does care about me and is one of my besties. And she was the first person I told that I was starting Manjaro. And I think I'd only had like one or two shots. It was at the very beginning. And she said, oh, Gene, I really wish you wouldn't do this. And I'm like, really? Why? I have type 2 diabetes, and Manjaro is a type 2 diabetes medication, and it should help me with the weight loss, and already my hunger is so much less. I feel better uh being on it. And she was concerned, and she was worried, well, there may be bad side effects and things. And she was worried about me, and she said she really had hoped that I would stop using it and instead just rely on diet and exercise. And that friend is thin and has always been thin. Every now and again, during the pandemic, I don't know, she gained maybe 20 pounds, which isn't a lot of weight, and she's gotten it off, through diet and exercise or whatever. But that's the most I think she's probably ever had. I've never known her to be heavy, seriously, ever, ever, ever. And she just doesn't understand what it is to truly have obesity. And uh, I don't know, but she was coming from a source. She was coming from a source of a place of love and worry, and would prefer me not to use the medication. And it made me think, gee, maybe I shouldn't. I wasn't sure if I was going to share with others, and I'm glad that I did, because I wouldn't have this wonderful community that meets with me every Monday on our Mounjaro Monday lives. And it's made such a difference for my health. Oh my goodness. I don't have fatty liver disease anymore. That reversed.
A1C.
My A1C is now in the normal range instead of in the diabetes range. My knees used to hurt really bad, and it was hard for me to go up and down stairs. And when we were on vacation, every now and again, we would stay in a hotel so we could have a long hot shower. Um, and we would stay on the third floor at each hotel that we went to. Each We always stayed in Holiday Inn Expresses, but we would stay on the third floor, and we would do the stairs. And I could do the stairs, and I could walk 1 foot at a time, being on different steps instead of kind of walking weird going down the stairs. I can walk like a normal person up and down the stairs because my knees are so much better. It's just it's been wonderful, and a lot of people just don't understand. They think about it being like the diet pills of the past, and uh, and this is a game changer. It's so it helps your health in so many ways. Um, I don't know. So sometimes what we need to do is do what you're doing, Pam, and maybe educate them a little bit if we choose to. If they're just being doing a mean girl ploy, then
Then that comment
you know,
about
shaking
I'm
it
on a
off.
healthy journey, if
Mhm.
that's your opinion, whatever.
Yeah,
That's your opinion.
right.
How did that go?
Uh,
That's your opinion, but
that's your
I'm on
opinion.
a am I in a good place on a healthy
Mhm. Yep.
habits, lifestyles? I
Mhm.
forget what you
Yeah.
said.
Or you could even say something like, "My doctor's real proud of me too. I'm
Oh,
doing great, and I
that's
feel good, and I feel good, and my health is improving, and I feel great." Pam says, "Skinny. I used to feel that way too. Funny that when people started telling me I'm too thin, that's when I felt different about it. I realize it's not about me. It's just how we give compliments." Yeah, and I mean, there to think through. There are uh, my primary care doctor. I looked at him, oh gosh, like a month or two ago when I had an appointment. I looked at him and I said, "You've been my doctor for over 30 years. You've seen my weight fluctuate over 30 years. Yours has never fluctuated. You were always so incredibly thin. How do you do it?" And he's in his 60s now, and I knew him when he was just such a young doctor. And he said, "Gina, it's my genes." He said, "When I was a kid, I was always super skinny, and I tried to gain weight, and I would eat as much as I could to try to gain weight, and I just couldn't. I just it's in my genes. It's in my genes to be thin." And then I started liking running, and I ran for quite a while, and now I can't run anymore because my knees bother me. But I do enjoy exercising, but really it's my genes that have kept me thin. And some people have the opposite problem, and people are mean to them about, "Why are you so skinny?" Like they're anorexic or something, and they're not. They just have those genes that keep you super skinny, super thin. And so I don't know. So some people use skinny that way. I've always thought of skinny as a compliment. But yeah. Um, and now I'm going to be a little more cognizant of when I do use it, because I don't want to insult anybody for sure, because that would never be my intention ever. Um, And some people may worry about, because they're used to seeing you overweight. They're used to seeing you more plump. And that happened to Jeff. So if you look at our 444, we still have that 444 playlist on this channel. And Jeff lost 72 pounds originally on it. And when he got down to
74 pounds.
74, oh my gosh, 74 pounds.
Come on, get
He
it
lost,
right.
I know, get it right. He lost 74 pounds. When I had lost 47, he was down 74. And when we went on that family vacation, and our family hadn't seen us for a while, and they saw Jeff 74, they were concerned. And actually, I was told that I wasn't feeding Jeff enough, and they were worried I was starving him.
It
And
was all out of a place of concern.
yeah, yeah, because they do love us. They really do. But they were worried because they weren't used to seeing him look gaunt again. But it's funny, he was skinnier than that when I first started dating him. And so
That's true.
you were, though. Yeah.
By about 20 pounds.
Yeah. You were 20 pounds thinner than but he was so thin when we first met. But anyway, they were concerned, and uh, and so it was coming from a place of love, but at the same time, it kind of messed with us a little bit, and then we gained a lot of our weight back. But now we're on a healthy
Yeah.
journey, and hopefully it never happens to us again where we gain all of our weight back. That we'll be able to at at least maintain what we've lost and then continue to lose a little bit more. And Pam says, Nathan, honestly, I would also have that same feeling too. It's still a process learning how to handle these comments too. You are doing amazing. Yep. And Cindy says, please be sure to like and subscribe. Oh, thanks so much, Cindy. It's free and it really helps the channel
Thank
grow.
you.
It'd be a great gift to give Gina and Jeff for blessing us this year. Oh, thanks so much,
Thank you.
Cindy. I really do appreciate that very, very much. And Nathan says, Gina, have you already changed out the Libre 3 sensor, or was that last week? I do it every 2 weeks. I take off my sensor. I will tell you though, Nathan, I am not wearing my sensor today because
What?
uh, I'm 58, I color my hair. And um, I have a membership where I can to this place called True Rest Float Spa, where I can float in 1,000 pounds of Epsom salts. It is so relaxing and soothing, and you
And
can't
water.
do it. You can't do it after you dye your hair because they don't want any of the dye to get into the water thing, and I can't do it while I'm wearing my Libre 3 sensor because I'm afraid it might break it to soak it in salt water. Um, and so I'm currently not wearing it, but I want to be able to float while listening to Christmas music. And so I am waiting, but I will be putting my sensor on once I finish getting a float in. But yeah, I put my Libre 3 sensor on usually every 2 weeks, but every now and again I'll take a few days off. So when it's timed differently from when I've colored my hair. So anyway, see all the honesty you get out of me. Here we go. But yeah, I'm not wearing it at the moment, but I will be putting it on again in a couple of days. Aw. And Mindy says, two people at work made comments today. One told me I was going to blow away. I'm 5'4" and I weigh 189. It would take a tornado to blow me away. It just reminds me when I was at my heaviest, one of my besties, was a co-leader of my troop, was also my size, and we went camping with our Girl Scouts at a Girl Scout jamboree, and I remember us laughing because it was like really windy or something, and people were worried about their tents blowing away, and we're like, it'd take a hurricane or a tornado to blow our tent away. We laughed so hard about that. Oh, I think your people at work, they are, it sounds to me like they're trying to be complimentary. Um, I'm hoping that that's where they're coming from, is from a place of they're trying to be encouraging, and maybe they have a sense of humor. I don't know. I'm glad you have a good sense of humor, Mindy. And Pam says, I will forever be grateful for 10 milligrams of Mounjaro. I'm hoping I'll be good to maintain at 2.5 eventually. Oh, and I'm so glad 10 milligrams was your was the really good one for you because I am fairly new to 10 milligrams, but I haven't really given it a good run for the money until this last week when I took myself off of kind of a maintenance and working on trying to get some weight off again. Um, so that is encouraging to hear. Thanks so much, Pam. Oh, and that's what my doctor told me too, Pam, is that once I lose all the weight I need to lose, that he would slowly titrate me down to a small amount, and so I can have that maintenance as well as keeping my blood sugar really good since I do have type 2 diabetes. That I'll probably be back to like 2.5 or 5. And Nathan says, every morning I say at least one positive thing about myself. It definitely helps my happiness.
Love it.
I absolutely love that, Nathan. Hey, I can put a star on that. Look at that. There we go. And put a little star on that. I don't know, but I just saw that I could do that. And I absolutely love that. And that's something that Jeff and I need to start doing again. We used to do that and we kind of got away from it. And it is a great idea. And to help us with that, happiness is an inside job, and self validation. That's wonderful, Nathan. And Pam says, I need to catch up to last week too. My morning routine has been drinking digestive enzymes. A word I cannot pronounce, some kind of greens went on sale again this weekend and still low price today, $22 to $23. And I feel like it helps. Oh, okay. Digestive enzymes. Very cool. Oh, I got like a little green thing that I got from Costco that I take too. That helps. But very cool.
Interesting.
Thanks, Pam. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, I'm wondering about Logan too. Um, I hope he lets us know how his surgery went today. Such a sweet kid. And Pam says, oh gosh, I wish I had prayed for him sooner, but let's pray for a quick and easy recovery. Absolutely. Been praying all day for him. When we were playing with our grandson today, we even put his little hands together. He's 6 months old, but we put his little hands together. We had him praying with us for Logan. Anyway, oh, I love that kid. And Pam says, yes, I just saw a clip of yesterday's and I feel like you look glowing, happy, and look amazing. Oh, thanks, Pam. I appreciate that. I really do. I think this is a good way for us to learn how to manage maintenance. Yeah. Yeah. And pretty much that's what I was doing, Pam. Because I was just my biggest concern was I did not want to lose weight or gain weight on vacation. And I did not want to I wouldn't mind losing weight on vacation, but I did not want to gain weight on vacation, and I didn't want to gain weight on Thanksgiving, and I didn't want to gain weight when my parents were here taking us to fabulous restaurants and stuff while they were here with us for 5 days. But and I really didn't. I was within 1 to 2 pounds of my lowest weight, and now both of those pounds are off. And so now I'm back to my lowest weight again and ready to dive down again and get more of this weight off. And Pam says, thanks, Cindy. I went back and hit the like button. Oh, thank you, Pam. Appreciate it. And appreciate you too so much, Cindy. Yeah, you are a good moderator, Cindy. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Nathan says, I like the video too. I love this time of the week. Everyone is so nice here, and Gina and Jeff are awesome. Oh, thanks so much, Nathan. We appreciate having you here too.
Gina.
Oh, thanks, sweetie. And Pam says, I agree. I enjoy this community. And Taz says, haha, I have 10 trees up and one tree is from our childhood. Wow, you have 10 Christmas trees. Wow, that is so cool, Cindy. I don't have space for 10 trees, but that is so neat. And I'm glad you have a childhood tree. Those are really fun. I'm thinking I might need another tree when my grandkids get old enough that they can make ornaments. So I can put, have like a grand tree or grandchild tree ornament or tree full of their ornaments too, because mine's pretty full at the moment. Ah. It's a perfect way to end the night, sipping on some cold water and hanging with MJF. That's right. Which, by the way, I could use a little sip here too. And Cindy says, "Me too, Jeff. Funny story. I ditched our retreat because Father Kelly was asleep, crawled underneath his legs, and then at confession, I told him, and he said God already told me." Good story.
Uh,
Oh my gosh. Oh, I love this group. Oh, goodness. Oh, I think a hug from Gina would be a great gift. Oh, then hey, the next time I get a chance to see you in person, Mindy, you got a hug coming. Absolutely. Well,
yeah.
darn, links don't work in
Yeah.
comments. She must have had a link for something for us. And Pam says, I know it hit you that way, but I'm thinking that they may have considered it a better way to compliment. Like better than, oh, I heard you were taking some shots or taking the easy way. Yeah, when they said you're so thin that you just blow away. Yeah. And it is easier for me to lose weight while taking Manjaro. It is easier because I don't have as much food noise. I get fuller a little faster, but I have to work at it. If I don't actively work at making sure I'm drinking enough water, I'm eating enough protein, I'm eating enough fruits and vegetables. And for my body, I need to do a little bit of exercise. I don't do anything crazy. I either go walking or swimming or do the weighted hula hoop. So they're not, like crazy, fabulous, things, but I have to do that, all of those things in order for the scale to move down. So there's still work involved, though. It's a wonderful tool that is that they're showing now. It's doing a lot of things.
Right.
It's helping people with sleep apnea. It's helping reduce inflammation. Like my knees are feeling better. It's helping other people who
Alcoholism
have
and
problems.
yeah,
Yeah,
smoke.
yeah.
Different
That some
addictions that
people. Yeah,
people have, being
yeah.
able to get off of them.
Exactly. It's really amazing, and they're going to be doing more and more studies with it because they're making a lot of money, so they can afford to do more studies. But they're going to come out with how it does more than just regulate your blood sugar. That's for sure. And Pam says, hopefully that makes sense. But I'm learning that people just don't know how to say these
Right.
things. You know what? They don't. Um, they don't. They
Well,
just
just know
what
this,
like yeah.
Gina.
Yeah.
I woke up in the middle of the night last night. I was worrying about stuff, and I couldn't get back to sleep because I'm thinking of the different times I've said this or did that or did a stupid thing, and like, oh, you know what? I bet those people who don't know how to say stuff, they're getting their punishment right now. They're trying to sleep at night.
If they're like you.
I don't.
Yes, I don't know. But yeah, sometimes we do mess up. Like I still don't remember what I asked that teacher in the teacher's lounge that made her say, what do you why do
Why do
you
you
want
want to
to
know?
why do you want to know? And then she never did tell me whatever it was that I asked her. And I can't even remember what I asked her. But it does make me think, gosh, what did I say? What did I ask her? It must have been pretty
Must have been
dorky.
bad.
Yeah. Like, oh, good grief. Uh, I don't know. But there's some things that you teach your kids, growing up, like to say please and thank you. maybe to open the door for somebody especially if they're holding things in their arms or whatever. And there's different things that you teach kids to do and to be kind.
Or if you
But
don't have anything nice to say,
don't say anything at
don't
all,
say anything.
which is you know, for those of you who have friends who haven't said anything, maybe that's what their parents taught them. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. But you know what? Maybe they would have something possibly that could be nice, but they're just not sure how to say it, especially when someone's losing weight, but you can tell that they still have a lot more weight to lose and they're in that middle ground. You're not quite sure. And maybe that person doesn't want to talk about it, and doesn't want to talk about their weight. And then you're bringing it up. I don't know. Some people just don't have a filter. They're just going to say whatever, you know, and they don't understand the medication either, which is another good reason.
It's a new thing though.
Yeah,
So
it is so
people
new.
may not understand it because they don't know anything about it.
Right. And I will tell you, I watched a lot of videos of other people that have been on a Mounjaro journey for a long time. Well, you can't even say for a long time. It hasn't been around that long, but for people who had been doing it for a little bit and they had YouTube channels, I watched their channels for a while before I decided to finally take Mounjaro because I wanted to be sure. It was scary, hearing, oh, stomach upset. I hate throwing up. What if, I'd rather be fat than throw up all the time. Or, worry, what are all these side effects? And, you listen to any medication commercial on TV, everything can kill you. It goes through like all these different things. And when you hear about the side effects, you're like, oh my gosh, it would be better to have the disease than what these horrible side effects are. And one of them's always death, so like, do you really want that? But
That about covers
that
it.
about covers it. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, that's part of why I have this channel, and I'm willing to be your sister from another mister and share. So that way, if you are someone who's jumping onto this channel for the first time and you haven't taken a GLP-1, but you're thinking about it, that you can ask any question, and I'll tell you what I know, and my community here, my people like Pam, who's on maintenance and has lost well over 100 pounds and is on maintenance. I'm so proud of you, Pam, that we can get wisdom from each other, and friendship, wisdom and friendship together. Gosh, right. I have still lost 10 pounds in maintenance. Oh my goodness, Pam. I really do think you probably need to up your calories a little bit. But I just super proud of you. Wow, total loss was 160. Then 2 weeks ago I went under 150. So you've lost 160 pounds and now you weigh less than 150. Wow. And then to 147 and 146. Crazy. Inside, I was excited though, but I don't feel like I should go under 145. I think it will balance out. Yeah. I think it eventually will balance out. But with the exercise you're doing and stuff, maybe see if you can eat a little bit more calories to try to stay in that maintenance zone. In case that was confusing, I started at 313. Then I added Mounjaro when I got down to 268. And my A1C was 6.0. Then I started maintenance at 153. Goal was 155. And your current weight now, wow, 146. Wow. I'm so proud of you, Pam. I'm so incredibly proud of you. And Nathan says, oh, wow, that's amazing though, Pam. I want to lose a lot of weight. I have a goal of 50 to start, then whatever else I can get, I'll take. Oh my gosh, Nathan, you are my brother from another mother. That is exactly what I'm shooting for. when my doctor told me that there was a new medication, and he told me when Mounjaro first came out, but my insurance didn't cover it, and I didn't have over $1,000 a month to pay out of pocket. But he told me about Mounjaro, and he said, in this clinical studies, there were people with type 2 diabetes that were losing like 50 pounds. And I was like, 50 pounds? And then he wrote Mounjaro down on a piece of paper and handed it to me to look into. And to see if my insurance would cover it, and my insurance didn't at that time. And but I was like, 50 pounds, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. I would love to lose 50 pounds. So 50 pounds has been my goal, to lose 50 pounds, and I'm at 35, so I'm 15 away from that. And then after 50 pounds, any pound that comes off, I'm like, woohoo, that's a bonus pound. It would be really exciting to lose 100, and I could very easily lose 100 pounds. But boy, that first 50, to hit 50 would be so amazing. And like I say, any pound after that would just be a bonus pound. And but yeah, I am 100% with you, Nathan. 100%. Pam says, my daughter suggests that I don't focus on the number on the scale. Yeah, and focus on how you feel. Sure. But it's pretty exciting when you get such a nice low number like that, Pam. That is pretty darn exciting. And Deb says, 3 things no one has ever called me: stupid, shy, or skinny. Oh my goodness. That's funny. I've never been called shy either. I've probably been called stupid before. I don't know. Oh my goodness.
You're not stupid.
Oh, thanks, sweetie. And Pam says, I like what Jeff said to say, my doctor says I'm so much healthier now.
I stole it from somebody in the comments.
That is,
Yeah,
but that is really good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's another good way to say it. Well, my doctor says I'm so much healthier now. Yeah. And that is true. You say that with all truth. Hey, we got Barb in the house. Barb, everyone's been asking about you. We're so glad you're here. Yay. We love you bunches. Bunches and bunches and bunches. Yep. See, everybody here loves you, Barb. And Barb says, regarding skinny, people are saying to me, you are too skinny. And I'm doing my best. I'm down to 135 now and trying to gain weight, doing my best. Oh my goodness, Barb. Yeah, because that is, you are getting pretty thin there. Because of the skin and stuff. You're really less than 135 without any of that extra skin. So yeah. Um it's just amazing. But most important thing, how do you feel? And if your numbers and stuff are good, your blood work and all that kind of stuff, your doctor must be so proud of you with all those other things. Um, but you still got to be careful. Be careful just to be sure that you're fueling yourself enough. That's what's important, because we want you around for a long time, Barb. And Barb has a YouTube channel, Health at Any Cost, and she has some great videos. So you're going to want to check out her YouTube channel as well. And Barb shared her story of losing, geez, Barb, I think last week, did you tell us 265 pounds now? I think it was 265 was the last I heard. A lot. Uh, and Barb is she has an amazing story. She has been on quite the journey, and she's got a great sense of humor. So I think you'll enjoy the video of when she was on my channel, and you'll definitely enjoy, especially her going to Disney World.
Disney World?
Yeah, with her family and all that she was able to do, and she didn't need a wheelchair. She was able to walk it and do it. So proud of you, Barb. See, you're getting kisses blown at you and everything. We're so glad you're here, Barb. Yep, see, we were missing you. And Mindy says, Barb, I'm going to have to come down there and cook you a hearty meal. I can't believe you're still losing, but how are you feeling? And that's the most important thing. Yeah. How are you feeling, Barb? And she, oh, thanks. Hard days. Okay, hopefully she's going to explain that. And Nathan says, I love my Mounjaro. It's truly a blessing. It really is. I think so too, Nathan. I do. And Barb says, I feel fantastic and my docs are not worried. Oh, good. That's what I want to hear. Okay, so she feels fantastic. So that's good. Her doctor's not worried. That's the most important. I'm going to see a dietitian and a therapist to make sure things are okay head-wise. But my labs are perfect and I'm walking and at the gym 3 to 5 times a week. Yeah, you just got to make sure you're eating enough calories for all the exercise that you're doing. But can you believe it? Do you even have to think, am I eating enough calories? You know,
I want to have that problem.
that problem yet. Even on Mounjaro, I still do not have that problem yet. Oh, goodness gracious. But I'm very excited to hear that you feel fantastic and your docs aren't worried and that you feel great to do all that exercise is wonderful. Just got to make sure you're fueling your body enough. But hey, your dietitian and therapist should make sure that that's all good. And I'm just 100% just so proud of you and so glad that you're my friend. And Mindy says, Barb, if you feel good and your doc says you're good, then carry on. That's right. That's right. And Barb says, I'm only 5'1", and people are just so not used to seeing me this small. Comparatively, I am sure I seem teeny. Yeah, absolutely. And Pam says, Mindy, you are cracking me up too. I'm starting to look back at pics when I got down to 180. And wow, I think I looked thinner than I actually saw myself. Wow, the eyes and the brain. Yeah. Yeah. And Pam says, Nathan, we should follow that advice. Let's say a positive thing about and to ourselves. Absolutely. That is the best advice of the night, is Nathan's.
I'm going to get a little sticky note, put it on my mirror in the bathroom while I'm getting ready, brushing my teeth.
What are you going to put on your sticky note? Be
To
sure
remind me
to
to
say
say,
something positive.
right.
There you go. And you could even do another sticky note and have something positive. So you could read it and say
I'm going to
it.
give you a sticky note. Guess where I'm going to stick it? No, just teasing.
Oh my goodness. And Nathan says, exactly, Pam. I've always been a firm believer in we are our own worst critic. That's so true, Nathan. We will say the worst of things to ourselves.
Things we would never say to somebody else.
Yeah.
We'll say to ourselves.
Yeah, but we've got to focus on the positives. That is right. And that is something that I wrote in my Anchor Moments, Hope, Healing, and Forgiveness book.
Right.
On one of the people we need to forgive is ourselves. And because we can be our own worst enemy. And we'll say things to ourselves that are so mean that we would never say to someone else.
I got to reread your book.
Oh, thanks, sweetie.
Well, it's short.
Yeah, so it won't take long. It's not a super long book, but it's got a lot of pictures and stuff in it too. But that's one of the things that I talk about in there. Yeah. And Nathan says, my other win for the week is that I've come to find out I can prick my other hand's fingers now for a glucose reading on my meter. I was so surprised. Oh, yeah, because you can go either hand on my meter. And Nathan, have you tried using I think you do a Freestyle Libre too, don't you? A glucose monitor, other than just the regular. I tell you, I am a big fat baby. I do not like pricking my fingers. Every time before I have to figure out, I'm like, for checking the sugar. That's why I like wearing a Freestyle Libre, because it doesn't hurt at all. When you think it would hurt, because when you look at the needle thing, you think, oh my gosh, that looks really awful, but it doesn't hurt at all putting the Libre on. And Kim says, hello everyone. Hi again, PM. Yay. And hi, Kim. Thanks for joining us. And Barb says, wow, oh my gosh, Barb, 270 pounds down now. Wow. 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 And Mindy says, Barb, that's crazy. My starting weight was 271. You lost a whole Mindy. And Pam says, I feel like I want to stay on a low dose because of all these other benefits too. The arthritis, inflammation. Yes.
I've heard about the dementia stuff.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm really hoping it does help with dementia. I think that would be
Are they
great.
calling that like type 3 diabetes?
Something
Dementia,
like
something
that.
like that?
Yeah. And that would be so amazing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to see what those studies show, because that would be great. That's a fear of mine. I have friends that that are dealing with that right now, and that is awful. It's just awful. And if we could not get dementia because of taking Mounjaro zepbound, oh my gosh, what a cool bonus is that? I have, Mindy. I used to carry you around. Yeah, it'd be like putting Mindy on your back. And Pam says, oh yeah, there's a nice male teacher who saw me after the summer, and he started to say something, stopped, and said, I don't quite know how to say this right, but you look different. I appreciated
That's
that.
sweet.
Yeah, he was afraid he might say something wrong and trying to be careful. Doesn't want HR breathing down his neck either. That you know do it just so. But oh, that is sweet. Yep, that's really sweet. And Linda says, "Good night, everyone. It's just gone to 3:30 in the morning. Oh my gosh, Linda's one of my. Are you in the UK, Linda? Wow, 3:30. My pillow is calling. Thanks to all you guys. It's been fun and helpful. We're so glad you were here, Linda. Thanks for joining us, even when you're across the pond, far away, to be here with us. We really appreciate you, and glad that you were able to come up with us for a little bit. Aw, you are so welcome, Pam. And Nathan says, I do use a CGM as well. Oh, okay, do it both. Yes. Yeah, because I was thinking, didn't we have this talk once, Nathan, that sometimes we get the fake lows? Oh, they're the worst. If you lay on your arm just right and it pushes on the monitor, you can get a fake low alarm. It scares the heck out of you. It sounds like a fire alarm's gone off, and then you need to do a finger prick to make sure, because if you really are having a low, it'll kill you. So you gotta, you need to know. But then when it comes back saying, no, it's a fake low. Oh, but,
What are you saying?
he does
You
his
couldn't
finger
do
strip
it.
once in the morning and once before bedtime. Before, I couldn't do my right hand, couldn't get enough stuff, but now I can. Oh, okay. Get it to bleed enough. Okay. Well, you are a brave guy. Mm, I do my CGM and I figure, it's close enough. But my A1C has gone way down. I'm doing so much better. So much better. Thank you, Mounjaro. And Pam says, good night. Yep. Kim is here now. Yay. Hi, Kim. And oh no, where did Mindy go? I don't know. Ask Barb. She lost her. You guys crack me up. I love this group. Oh, Oh my gosh. And Kim says, this is my first time catching your live. I too love the Freestyle Libre 3. I've been using it since I found out about having diabetes in July because in the beginning, all the finger pricks hurt. So yeah. And when you're having to do them all the time, it's just like, oh man, oh, I hate the finger pricks. And doing my Mounjaro shot, it hurts less than doing a finger. It doesn't even hurt at all. Actually, Jeff, would you mind getting me? I forgot to even pull my shot out
I
of the
was going to
fridge.
mention.
Yeah.
That's what I came out here to do,
do.
to remember. Remind you.
Yes, because I like to do the shot live for anyone who's watching who has not started taking a GLP-1 yet, and one of the things that they're afraid of is giving themselves a shot. So I remember thinking, oh my gosh, give yourself a shot in the stomach. Oh, that sounds so horribly painful and too scary. And I'm telling you, for someone, I can't stand pricking my finger to test my blood sugar through my finger. Giving myself my Mounjaro shot, it's so easy, does not hurt at all. And putting on a continuous glucose monitor like the Libre 1, 2, and 3. I've done all 3 versions of the Freestyle Libre, and none of them hurt. They don't hurt at all putting it on, which is a surprise. Because they sound kind of scary and you can kind of see a needle in there and you go, oh my gosh. And nope, for whatever reason, it doesn't hurt. It's
3
bizarre.
boxes in there.
Yeah, because anyone. Yep. Okay. Yeah, this is my second box. I've taken 4 shots of the 10 milligrams. So this is my fifth time doing 10 milligrams. Oh, it's full. Okay. So I usually tell people, yeah, I'm just going to warm it up a little bit. I'll warm it up a little bit with my hands. I usually tell people to take it out of the refrigerator for about an hour, 30 minutes to an hour. So that way it gets to room temperature and you really can't feel it. So I might feel it. Well, it seems to be warming up pretty quick in my hands here. Okay. I think I'm going to go for it, even though it might be a little cold. Let's see. I think I did my arm last week. I didn't do it I forgot to do it during the live, but let's do, I'm not doing my right pants to do my legs. So I'm going to do my tummy. I'll do my tummy today. And
you might want to, Gina, just
turn
off the comment.
Oh, how do I do that?
Click on the comment. Click. Right.
Oh, there you go. So that way you can see. Yes. So very, very simple. So I'm just going to clean a little area here on my stomach. Okay. I used to use an alcohol swab. Most important thing is you've got to take off the cap at the bottom. There we go. And then, and that has to be first or you'll break the shot. Then there's a little lock and you're going to turn it from lock to unlock and give it a little twist.
Did you do that?
Well, I'm going to do it once I put it. Well, I think, yeah, that's where I put it because I'm wet there. Okay, unlock.
Unlock is green.
Okay. And then you push and then you hold it down until you hear the second click. You know what? It was a little on the cold side. Didn't feel it. So I did try to warm it up. And it really went in because I have a little dot. I love it when I get a little dot. So that way I know it went in. Yep. Not bad. Done. Right. Easy peasy. Okay. And let's see. It was on, I think, Kim. Yep. Yeah, because those finger pricks, those really hurt. These shots, not at all. Gina, I'm not going to lie. I'm so excited to see this number under 150. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. That is amazing, Pam. And Nathan says, I love those CGMs, so incredibly helpful. Oh my gosh, they're helpful. And they really let you know what's going on and what's going on when you sleep too. And if you really are having a sugar low, oh, God bless them. It wakes you up if you're sound asleep or if
It
you're
also wakes up her husband.
but you're never going to die from a sugar low because it's going to wake you up so that way you eat something and then your sugar will go back up again. So they can be life-saving.
And I mean that in a
Life-saving.
joking way, but also in a non-joking way. Because if you really did have
Yeah.
a sugar low, and it wasn't a fake low, the
Mhm.
fake lows I don't appreciate
I don't
waking up.
appreciate the fake lows. I don't.
But
Uh,
if it were real,
mhm.
that just goes to show you that it works. It's
Yep.
like pushing the test
Yep.
button on a smoke detector.
And I did have one real sugar low before I did Mounjaro. Um, and yeah, and it was a good thing that it woke me
So
up.
I'm glad it did.
Yep.
And that's why I keep the orange juice or whatever it is and the chocolate milk or whatever it is in the little fridge.
Hmm. Yep. So I have something that I can take right away to bring my sugar back up if it were to drop too low. And Mindy says, I'm having trouble getting my Libre 3. They're in shortage. So now I'm having to get a prior authorization for the 3 Plus. Oh, so you'll get even a fancier one. You'll have to let me know what you think of the 3 Plus and what the extra things are that the 3 Plus does. Because I've never tried a 3 Plus before. But I heard that there was one, but I've not tried it. And Pam says, isn't it funny? I feel like our doctors never seem to tell us we are too thin, probably because of the darn charts. Oh, I know. Ugh, the BMI charts. And Nathan says, I noticed now that after being on the Manjaro for 3 months now, there's not even the red dot where I did it anymore. Sometimes I don't get a red dot, Nathan. And then I really have to look and see the gray little
What's that?
spiral thing at the end to make sure that the medicine really did go in. I prefer to get a red dot because then I know, good. It really went in. But yeah, there are times I don't get a red dot either. I don't know why. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Um, but I always like getting the red dot. I know for sure it worked. And Mindy says, Pam, my doctor told me that I'm absolutely not allowed to get to the BMI chart number. She says that would be too thin on my frame and body type. I'm very athletic with thick thighs and booty. Mindy, that is so true. Me too. Me
I
too.
heard, and I don't know if this is exactly the story, but they invented this formula back when they were recruiting, young, not well, maybe even teenagers to go fight in the army, and the uh, the numbers were good for that clientele, but not for just regular humans, just normal
And there
people
are
and
different body types. And
adults
yeah.
and women. They didn't even do it for women, so it's
Mm-hmm.
that those BMI numbers aren't a good
Yeah, they're a
a
little
good
bit,
gauge.
yeah. And Kim says, I was like that too, Nathan, sometimes having trouble getting enough blood for the finger prick. Wow. And Nathan says, it's so weird, Kim. I get it all fine on my left hand, but my right hand used to be a struggle. Huh, that is weird. Or I wonder if it's, yeah, I don't know why it'd be one hand versus the other. But I know you can get scar tissue too when you're doing it over and over again, and kind of calloused and stuff.
Well, maybe depending on what hand you use all the time, it might be more calloused already, just naturally.
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Huh. Oh, Gina, you convinced me to pick up some Fairlife chocolate milk. My first time trying. Oh, I love Fairlife milk. Oh my gosh. And the chocolate milk, Nathan, it is good cold. It is also good heated in your microwave. It's the world's greatest hot chocolate. It is so rich and creamy and fabulous and full of protein. So it's actually good for you. And Kim says, by the way, Gina, I've watched your channel for a while. I love your conversations. And by the way, the weight loss looks good on you. Oh, thank you. You're transforming before our eyes. Great progress and a supportive hubby. Yeah, I got a good guy here.
Thanks.
I really do. Thanks, Kim. And Pam says, wow, Mindy, that's great. My NP agrees with me about my bones showing, but says I have thinner skin and that any extra pounds are due to the vein insufficiency in skin. And that since, she's probably going to type the last little bit. And Nathan says, I love these chats. Everyone has good points. And it's nice to hear from everyone. It really is.
So,
And okay, so Pam,
since I'm asking
and since I'm asking to titrate down, it's a good sign. I'm not like developing an eating disorder like my daughter worries about since I look at the scale daily. And yeah, and so and probably you may need to be on a not as strong of a dose. So that'll be easier for you to eat a little bit more calories to help you maintain and stop losing. But I'm trying to skip a few days. I just like the data tracking on my scale app. I know. And it's got to feel good to see those low numbers, Pam. I mean, you're at numbers I haven't seen, and I can't even remember the last time I saw those numbers. Those are great numbers. It just has to feel good to see it, you know. But yeah, just eat healthy and keep doing your exercise and feeling and I'm glad you feel good. That's the most important thing. And yeah, and eating healthy and doing all the stuff. And Kim says, I agree, Nathan. The GLP-1 community as a whole seems very supportive, which is a breath of fresh air. Yes, it is. And positive vibes are much needed on this journey. Yeah, they are. And we do have a really good community here to support one another. And just remember, sometimes when people say things, it's really more about them than it is about you. And a lot of times it's how they view themselves and how they see themselves. And a lot of times people aren't trying to be mean. They're just, you say something dumb, you put your foot in your mouth and you didn't mean to, or you think you're just having conversation, but yet you're really getting to be too personal and or more personal than you want to share with them because they're not your bestie or whatever. And Nathan says, I'll try a cup of the chocolate milk either tonight or in the morning. And I agree, Kim. Yep, it's a good community. Yep, I agree with Kim too. And Pam says, Mindy, maybe I'll buy underwear with some booty pads. I need a little help back there, but not much. Oh, goodness. You guys crack me up. Pam, I was going to say that to you Sunday when we chatted. Oh, my gosh. All right, you guys, I've kept you for a long time. It's been so much fun chatting with you. So much fun. I love you guys so much. And thank you for being on this journey with me. And hold on to your anchor moments and have a great week. I'll see you next week, especially if you do our weight loss book club. I'll see you on Sunday. And then again, Mounjaro Monday next week. Good night, everybody.